Ron Mitchell, North Marietta Parkway, Page Street boy, man, just old school Marietta boy, man. Knox Lindley family, Mitchell family. I'm related to everybody. It's a big family, man. That's who I am.
So everyone want to know, how do you stay so cool and relaxed when you on the sideline or when you coaching?
Well, I've been coaching for a while. You know what I'm saying? I've been here for a while. I've seen a lot of great players. I've had some good teams, some teams that struggle a little bit. I've coached with a lot of different coaches. I've learned a lot. A lot of great coaches I've been with, made a lot of friends. But, I've learned as a coach, you can only get up so high, you only get so low. You got to keep that steady flow of where you are at. You know what I'm saying? The kids are always watching you. People are always watching you. So I try to keep my composure the best I can. The kids will. If I lose my composure, the kids probably gonna lose their composure. So I think that's one of the biggest things when it comes to coaching and keeping an even flow and showing that I'm under control may help everybody else be under control. That may help.
So when did you first start playing sports?
Oh man, I first started playing sports probably around third grade, maybe third grade. In the backyard, you know, back in the day, we didn't have a basketball hoop. We had a crate we would put on a tree and nail it onto a tree, and we shoot basketball. And with my cousins, we shoot a basketball in the backyard, and you make a basket. You got to climb the tree and get the ball out the crate. Old school stuff like that, man. Basketball, a bicycle rim on the fence. I used to hoop in that. We make anything out of a basketball hoop. I tell my son all the time now, like back in the day, we couldn't go outside and hoop. I would take an old wire hanger, open it up, and hang it on the door. Take a sock, and I'm hooping in the house. So you find a way to hoop. If you're an athlete, you're gonna always have a way to play.
Sports did you play?
I played basketball, of course, basketball, football. Started off playing a little baseball as well. I used to be a pitcher in baseball. Around probably the age of 11, 13, that ball started coming towards my head a lot faster than I was comfortable with. So I kind of got out of the baseball and started taking football and basketball a lot more seriously. I thought I was going to be a great basketball player. I took basketball way more serious than football until my sophomore year. I got a starting quarterback job as a sophomore at Marietta, and things changed. That changed my whole life aspect of what I want to be or what I wanted to play. When they gave me the starting role as a quarterback at Marietta High School in the 10th grade. So
Okay, so what sport did you play first, basketball or football?
almost definitely basketball. Yeah, I started off playing basketball every day at the canteen. You used to walk to the canteen, play basketball every day. Everybody know about the canteen. You end up playing, and that's where a lot of great players came out the canteen and the rec as well. But playing over there every day, you used to get out of school, walk to the canteen and hoop. And Miss Blunt was in there, and I mean a lot of great players over there. But that's where my basketball started at the canteen.
I heard you play for East Marietta Rams. What position did you play there?
Man, that's a great question. The East Marietta Ram, I used to play, well, when I first started playing, played on the offensive line. All right. I was an offensive lineman. I had so many great players around me that was super strong and super fast, and I was an offensive lineman. I tell my players all the time now, I used to be on the offensive line blocking for the dudes that used to play, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny that I ended up being a quarterback and moving on and play a lot more football. I started off on the offensive line, but my last year of pound ball, which was sixth grade, I moved to receiver. Okay, and a lot of those guys that I was playing with at that time were no longer playing for the East Marietta Rams. So at that point, I started playing receiver, and that's when I realized I had some ball skills because I won the first game of sixth grade pound ball. They threw me a game-winning touchdown to win the game. From that point on, I started rolling sports at that point. And then got to seventh grade and at Marietta Junior High. Then I started playing quarterback at Marietta Junior High. It was my first year ever playing quarterback in eighth grade, Marietta Junior High. Yep.
At East Marietta, did you win any championships?
No championships at East Marietta. No, never won a championship. We had a lot of talent, but we never can get over that hump of being really good. I think it was kind of like that 500 level. We went half the games we win, half the games that we lost.
How was Marietta High School for you?
Marietta High School?
Yes, I attended Marietta High School. How was it?
Oh, well, as a kid coming up through the system, I couldn't wait to get to the high school, watching Coach Friday on the sideline. And come to all the basketball games, watching Stephen Goolsby and all the great players, Eric Zier and all those guys. I wanted to be those guys. You know what I'm saying? I used to come to all those games. Me and my friends from middle school, we used to come to the games and just watch those players on Friday night playing, and watch the gym, the big blue gym crowded, watching those guys play basketball. And that's what we wanted to be. That's who we wanted to be, So I always wanted. I couldn't wait to get to high school. Couldn't wait, and it was everything that I was waiting for. I learned a lot, met a lot of different people, great coaches, great experience.
Did you only play basketball and football for Marietta, or did you run track or baseball?
I ran track as well. I ran track. Coach Friday, he always encouraged us to run track so we can build speed and also, to keep us around sports and not hanging out in the streets and doing whatever around that time. So he always motivated us to, hey, you need to be running track so you can stay with your family, stay with your friends, and build those relationships and get faster on the track. So we always ran track.
Marietta basketball back then. How was it for you?
Well, our basketball team was pretty good. Our basketball team was pretty good. I started 3 years, 3 years started in basketball. Let's see, we went to the Elite Eight my junior year and the state championship my senior year. A lot of people don't realize that we lost the state championship my senior year in basketball. As good as we were in football, we won the state championship in basketball. We also lost Deion Glover. He should have been on our team as well, but he transferred out of Marietta. But you're talking about a loaded team. We had some great players. We had Coach Hood, Coach Burgess, Coach Friday was helping coach that as well. Um, Coach Riddle was also helping coach a lot. So we just had a great coaching staff. Those great men, and we had a lot of great players on that team.
You said that basketball team was loaded. What happened that game, that championship game? From
That championship game we played against Roswell High School, and it'd be funny. That was our fifth time playing them that year. Fifth time playing them that year. And it was actually the tiebreaker. We beat them in the regular season. They beat us once. I think we beat them in the sub region. They beat us in the region, and that actually ended up being like the tiebreaker. And they got us in the state championship. It was a very close game, right towards the end. They had some great players on their team. One, Jermaine Phillips, I ended up playing football with at Georgia. So we became great friends at Georgia, and we would always go back and forth at Georgia, talking about, okay, they got us in basketball, but we beat them in football. And we always go back and forth. But good friends with Jermaine Phillips. But it was a great game. Great game against Roswell. It was packed down in Macon. Had a great experience.
Marietta football, I remember when we used to play for Friday, he used to show us y'all highlight tapes before we played. And to see you and Travis and what y'all did pumped us up to get ready to want to do the same thing. So how was football for you in high school?
Playing football here was a dream come true for me. I've been waiting. As a middle school, like I said, I used to come to the games all the time, walk up here to the games, and the crowd was going crazy, and just that atmosphere. Between halves, we would go out there in the practice field and play football like all the little kids do now. We all did that. But when I had a chance to get out here on the field, you know, it was a dream come true. The game was so fast, but I was blessed with the ability to play the game at a high level at a younger age. So I was able to get a lot of experience, and I was blessed to have a great team. I had a lot of great players around me my sophomore year. We went to the Final Four my sophomore year. They called us the super sophomores, but we had some great juniors and seniors on that team that led us. We had great leaders, great seniors on that team. It takes strong leaders to lead a team. You see a good team, they got some great leaders. They got some good seniors. Um, but it was a dream come true. Just playing football here, the place that I grew up, the coaches that I watched coach, had an opportunity to represent Marietta and just play the sport I've been playing all my life. And it's funny to this day, I still have dreams about playing football in Marietta. All the football I've played, this is the only place I have dreams about football. I have football dreams now. I'm on the sideline, getting ready to go into the game. I'm going crazy, jumping around like I used to on the sideline, getting ready to go into the game. As soon as the coach get ready to put me in the game, I wake up. I'm like, oh, Lee. Now I'm in the bed, seeing like I wish I could go back to sleep and catch back up on that dream, but I never can.
What do you think you was better in, basketball or football?
Man, look, I thought I was a better basketball player at first. I thought I was a better basketball player. I was able to dunk in 8th grade. I was dunking two hands in 8th grade. I dunked every game two hands in 8th grade. So you can't tell me I wasn't going to college to play basketball now. But once I got to high school and I ended up starting, I started varsity my sophomore year in football and basketball. As soon as those offers and the letters from colleges, they all started rolling in from football. I said, "Oh, wait a minute. There's a lot of opportunity for football now." I started getting some Division I letters from Georgia and all the Division I schools. I had letters coming in for football. So once I saw those letters coming in, and the coaches started coming in and talk to me and offering me scholarships and different things like that, my whole outlook about sports that changed. Now basketball became a hobby. Now I just did that in the off season for football.
So you play quarterback. So it's only right to ask you, who is your favorite quarterback of all time?
Of all time, um, man, as a kid, I think it was Randall Cunningham. Randall Cunningham. As a middle school, I wanted to be like Randall Cunningham. I had a big old face mask like Randall Cunningham. Yeah, he had a visor on. Now, I don't know where I got the visor from, but I found one a long time ago. I had a visor on. Couldn't tell you where I got it. I had a visor on. I could probably find an old picture of me on the sideline with a big visor on, the big face mask on, like Randall Cunningham. But I try to uh, play just like him. He could throw the ball. He ran around a lot. That's who I wanted to be. I feel like Randall Cunningham is one of my favorite quarterbacks.
Okay, Travis Zachary. Y'all was the duo. It was like you did mention one, you had to mention the other. What do you have to say about Travis Zachary?
Man, Travis Zachary, Travis Zachary is one of my best friends. He's a great guy, man, and one of the best players ever, one of the best athletes to ever come through high school in the state of Georgia. He don't get the recognition that he deserves. Travis started 4 years varsity in football and basketball. Okay, and people don't realize how good of an athlete Travis was. But yeah, he was a great friend. We grew up together. We played against each other in basketball. He played for the rec. I played for the canteen. And we got to middle school. We was on the same team, and the rest is history. After that point, we just played together, and us playing together, man, that was hard for a defense to stop. You had me and him on offense. They had a game plan for one, but you had a game plan for the other. You stop one, the other one's gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? So we went back and forth, and I was blessed to have a friend and a teammate like that. The plan was for us to go to college together. We took all our official visits to school together. We took official visits to Georgia, Clemson, and LSU. I used to tell people it was funny because Clemson flew their private jet to Athens to pick me and Travis up and flew us back to Clemson for our official visit. It was big time. I mean, we had a great experience. Great experience. They took care of our parents. They pampered our parents on those visits. It was a great experience. And I was blessed to have a friend like that. And so we could have those experiences, our families could have those experiences together, and, we was so tight knit. We knew everybody's mom, we knew everybody's family, so, I think if our kids here now had those same relationships that we had back in the day, I think things could change, because they know everybody, they know all the family, they know the parents, and everybody know each other. That's what family is all about.
Coach Friday, how did he impact your life?
Oh man. Well, you see, he was a father figure for me. Father figure for me. I spent a lot of time with Coach Friday. He taught me in PE and had me for practice in football. He coached me in track, and he was my role model. You know what I'm saying? We all wanted to be like Friday. He went to college, Division I college. He went to the pros, and that's what coaches are looking. I mean, that's what players are looking for. And you look at somebody like that. Hey, I want to be like him. I want to follow in those footsteps of being great. And that's what Friday did. He was very positive to us. He never got on us. Friday would always say, I don't cuss at my kids, but he had his way of saying the words that he wanted to say to get his expression and his emotions across. He's one of the nicest people that you will ever meet. They don't make Fridays anymore. There'll never be another Coach Friday. His heart was bigger than anybody that you could ever imagine. The way he took players in, the way he took care of everybody. His wife, Dorothy, she did a great job. Friday's mom used to cook us food. When the coaches from college used to come in, she used to cook us breakfast. So I'm a great family, wonderful man. He's missed. We all love Coach Friday, and there'll never be another Coach Friday, man. He's missed.
Coach Hood, how was it playing for him?
Coach Hood was he was Coach Hood was such a smart coach. Uh, Coach Burgess, good friend of mine now. He coached me when I was in fifth grade, and coached me all the way through high school. You know what I'm saying? I'm still great friends with Coach Burgess. But Coach Burgess would tell me that Coach Hood has forgotten more basketball than most people know. You know what I'm saying? He just knows so much basketball. And it's funny, when I started to coach freshman and JV basketball, I would run the same plays that Coach Hood taught me in high school. So that's how much I appreciate everything that he taught me in basketball. Great basketball mind, very encouraging, very positive. Just like Friday, they never cussed at the kids. You know, they had their own way of the words that they said when you make them upset, but they never really cussed at the kids. They were so positive, and still to this day, man, you know, there'll never be another Coach Hood.
LaBrone, why did you pick the University of Georgia to attend?
Well, Georgia, it's so close to home. Um, you know, it was a great place. They treated me well. They treated my family well on my visit. You know, they had Hines Ward was there. He was my host on my official visit. So I'm riding around with Hines Ward, and okay, this is where I want to be. You know, and everything was just the coaches were great, and the offensive system that they ran at Georgia, it fit me better. You know, it just fit me better. They threw the ball, they ran the ball, and it was balanced. Okay, and I knew with me playing quarterback, I got to go to a place for me to go have a chance to go to the NFL. I know I got to go to a place that's going to throw the ball. I can't go to a place that's not going to throw the ball and think I'm going to play quarterback and go to the NFL. So that didn't work for me. So I had to go to a place that I knew they would throw the ball, and also, you know, they gave the ball to receivers. If quarterback didn't work out for me, I knew I had the ability to play receiver. That's why I went to Georgia. It was close to home. They took care of me. It was great atmosphere. The coaches were great. My official visit was awesome, and it was right down the street from the house, man.
Who's the quarterback when you arrived at Georgia?
Mike Bobo, he's the offense coordinator now for Georgia.
What positions did you play at Georgia?
I went as a quarterback, and my sophomore year, you know, they encouraged me to move to receiver so they can get me on the field faster. So I played mostly receiver. My junior year, I ended up playing quarterback and receiver. A lot of quarterbacks that we had transferred out. Quincy Carter came to Georgia, and a lot of the quarterbacks that we had on the roster actually moved out. They transferred away, so they would ask me to come back and play some quarterback as well. So my junior year, I was actually the backup quarterback and starting receiver my junior year.
What do you remember most about attending the University of Georgia?
Just relationships I had with my my classmates that came in with me. 97, 97. The class of 97, I had some great guys that came in with me. And, you know, as a college student, that's your new family. When you go to college and you're on a football team, man, you're leaving your brothers, you're leaving your mother, you're leaving all your real family. You're going far away. You're going to a place you don't know anybody. And the people that you're going to know that you're going to be your coaches that recruited you, and you're going to be the guys that you came in at the same time with. And those are people you're going to spend every day with. You're going to go to class. You're going to ride the bus to class with them. You're going to share a dorm room with them. You're going to eat dinner, lunch, breakfast. Everything you're going to do is going to be with the same group of guys. So you build those relationships with them. And to this day, they're still some of my best friends of those guys I played with from that 97 group in Georgia.
Do you have any regrets?
Uh, I mean, you know, no regrets. You know, nowadays they have the transfer portal, and you know, kids move all over the place playing. You know, back then they didn't have a transfer portal. You can go in, you transfer, then you had to sit out a whole year. You know, and you go to a place like Georgia, who's got so many players move in, and you know, if you don't play as much, you also you always feel like, man, am I at the right place, or should I transfer? You know, but I hung in there. There's a lot of players at Georgia, you know, felt like maybe they should have left. Some did leave, and most stayed. But I was happy with my opportunities that I received. I realized, hey man, I get earn my playing time. That's what it came down to. You earn your playing time. Nothing is given to you. You earn your playing time. You want more time? You got to bust your butt in practice. You get an opportunity in the game. That's how you stay on the field. And I have no regrets because I had an opportunity. I got free drafted free agent draft the Detroit Lions. So I had an opportunity. You go to Georgia, get an education, got your education paid for. I got my degree. Had an opportunity to play in the NFL, which I did. No regrets. I was blessed to go to University of Georgia. So the draft came, and I didn't get drafted, but I got a phone call immediately after the draft, and it was the Detroit Lions, and they invited me to come to camp with them. So that was a blessing, man. I mean, I cried a lot. That was a phone call. Every kid that played football would can't wait to receive or hope to receive one day, and it was a great experience. I went to Detroit, and it was football. Football was in Dearborn, which was a small little town. They kind of kept us isolated from everybody else. Um, you know, great coaches. I was only up there for the preseason. I played those 4 preseason games, but I learned a lot. Got some great teammates, some Hall of Fame teammates that I was able to meet and learn from. Great experience.
LaBrone, how does it feel to work along and be a part of a championship staff here at Marietta High School?
Um, Coach Morgan is a great coach. Very, very intelligent and is a great football mind. I've learned so much under him. Schematically, one of the greatest coaches in Georgia when it comes down to scheme. People don't understand how talented he is when it comes to scheming up a game. You see many games, we're not in the game, and next thing you know, we have an opportunity to win the game because that comes from coaching. That comes from great coaching. But it's a great staff. They really invested in the kids. They love the kids. They know football. They work hard. They communicate, and the kids believe in the coaches. That's what it comes down to. Our kids believe in us. We just gotta get the younger kids that we have right now to believe in themselves, believes in themselves, and to play up to our expectations. Then we'll turn things around right now. But we had a great coaching staff. Really, really nice guys, great guys. They communicate with the kids well, and they're doing a great job.
So that magical 2019 season, when did you know y'all was going to win the championship?
Well, we had those kids. We had those kids as freshmen and sophomores. So we watched them grow. They got better and better and better. So once they learned the system, they was able to play well. This thing about it, we have some young kids, and our system is so dynamic. And once these young kids figure out the system, that's when they shine. And that's exactly what happened in the 2019 year. All those kids, by that time, they got it. They understood the system. That's the reason they were able to win. But it was a great team, full of kids that went Division 1. They played as a family. They played as a one unit. There was nobody selfish. They all blocked for each other. Nobody cared who got the credit. They all played for each other. That was the biggest difference for that team.
Okay. What are your top 5 athletes from Marietta High School?
Top 5 athletes. Ooh, let's see, man. Let's see. I would go guys I used to watch. I mean, it was so many. I mean, you got Eric Zaire, you got uh Shannon Ballard, you got uh Amel Jackson, Stephen Gooseby. Who else, man? The list goes on and on and on, man. I mean, I can go all day. I hate to leave names out, but I'm a big fan of so many players that played here. It's so many that I have forgotten. You know what I'm saying? And I had to watch film and realize, okay, man, those guys used to get it.
So I heard you was the winningest quarterback at Marietta High School. How, when they say you the winningest, what do they compare that to?
That comes down to wins as a starting quarterback at Marietta. Okay, and if you lead your team to wins, if you're looking for, I tell people now, if you're looking for a good football team, it starts at the quarterback. If you want to look at a team that's not successful, they probably don't have a good trigger man. Okay, that's what it comes down to. Uh, but yeah, I won 35 games as a starting quarterback here. 35. So my record as the starting quarterback is 35-5 as a starting quarterback in Marietta. So I only lost 5 games as a starting quarterback. That's over a 3-year period.
So did you coach Anthony Jennings?
Yes, I did. Yep. Great player. He's very athletic and had a very strong arm. He had some weapons around him too to throw the ball to. So he's a good guy. I mean, I really enjoyed coaching him. Strong kid. He ran very strong. Had a strong arm. Very athletic.
Harrison Bailey.
Harrison Bailey was a great player, strong kid as well. He was part of that 2019 team, and like just like Anthony, he had some great receivers around him, loaded with receivers that can make the plays for him, and made his job easy for him. Both of those guys are very coachable. When it comes to being a quarterback, you got to be coachable. You got to be coachable. If you got a quarterback that's playing well, he's listening to his coach. He's very coachable. If a quarterback's not playing well, he's not coachable. That's where the interceptions come in. That's where you run in the wrong direction. You don't know the plays. You're not coachable. So Jennings and Harrison Bay are great players here. Very coachable kids. That's why they were successful.
Derek Tinsley.
Well, Bub does a good job, man. Yeah, Bub is awesome, man. The passion and that Bub gives our kids is unmatched. He cares for the kids. Bub's kind of like Friday, man. He really loves the kids. I see Bub tying running back shoes and different things like that. So we had running backs that couldn't tie the shoelaces good. Bub was tying the shoes, and Bub does a lot for these kids. He does a great job. And of course, he knows the game. He's a great player himself. Knows everything about running back. One of the best running back coaches in the state of Georgia, and has a great heart, man.
What is something we don't know about you?
About me?
Yeah.
What you don't know about me? Probably know I like to fish. But people don't realize I like to fish. I'm always going down to Hilton Head, and I'm blessed to have a place in Hilton Head, and that's why I spend most of my time fishing. Right out the beach, man. I like to catch whatever comes out the ocean. People don't realize some of the things I pull out the ocean. I scare some of the people. They don't realize, hey, man, you got sharks out there? Look, it's the ocean. You got everything out here. So I catch a lot of fish. I enjoy fishing, and a lot of the stuff I catch, I get to keep and eat myself. So it saves me a lot of money.
So are you married? Do you have kids?
Yes, I'm married. Sandra Mitchell. I have 3 kids. LaBrone Mitchell II, Leah Mitchell, and Lakin Mitchell. My son, he's 10. Actually, my son's 11. He just turned 11. Leah is 8, and Lakin is 4. My son is on the football team. He's on the 5th grade football team, and they won a state championship last year. And it's a great team. It's a really good team. They loaded with kids that can play. I'm talking about these little boys are passionate and they play as a unit. I encourage everybody to come out and check out this little 5th grade Marietta football team because it's a good team. They got a great coaching staff. I'm surprised of the level of coaching that this 5th grade staff has. They invest in these kids so much and they do a great job teaching them the fundamentals of football. I was very impressed with them, and I really enjoy going out to help those guys because they practice right after my varsity football practice. I'm on the field for a lot of hours, a lot of hours a day. It's almost too many hours. I'm on the field like 4.5 hours a day when it comes to football practice, and that's a lot of time spent on my feet. But I appreciated being able to help coach my son. Next year he'll be in the 6th grade, so I'm not going to be able to coach him in the 6th grade. So I'm enjoying this little time to help coach him, but the 5th grade team could be the next great team that comes through here. And that's guaranteed. If we can keep these kids together, this is another state championship team.
The message you want to leave to Marietta High School students?
They've heard it before. Be somebody. Be somebody and don't just be that person just walking around the hallways. I mean, I think a lot of these kids these days, you got to have a goal. Whatever your goal is, try to achieve your goal. Don't just show up. Be there for a purpose. Be a leader. We have too many followers, I feel like. Be a leader. We need more leaders. Nothing wrong with leading. Just to be somebody. Have a goal. Set your goals high, and you can accomplish more. You can accomplish more than what's around you right now. There's a lot of things around these kids I feel like they just gonna settle for. Like, okay, this is my way of life. It has to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. I grew up in the same place you did. And you don't have to settle for anything. If you set your goals and you bust your butt, you accomplish anything that you put your heart to. I appreciate all the support from Marietta, all the years I've been here. Nobody knows what the future holds here, you know. So I just appreciate all the support, and I appreciate everybody having my back as I've been here coaching this whole time. But Marietta's Marietta. That's where it's better.
I got one last question. So have you only coached at Marietta?
It's the only place I've ever coached. 22 years.
We want to say thank you for all the coaching years and all the community service you do for the community. We'd also like to thank you for this interview.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for the interview. All right.